In 1 hour and 30 minutes time, on the nose, West Ham United will play in possibly one of the biggest games in our recent history. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are well. That sounds good, that sounds good. This is a massive game for West Ham. It is the Europa League last 16th first leg. We are here for the build-up show and starting 11 breakdown as and when we get it. We're not sure when we're going to get the lineup, but when we do, we will react to it. Hello to everybody in the chat. Before we start talking about the game, firstly, I'm joined by Phil. Phil, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you, Jake. It's going to be an exciting evening. Win, lose or draw. I think all the boys have gone out there to support the team. They'll have a good time. We're going to be obviously finger nail biting for us back home watching it as well. But all in all, just soak it in. Knockout stages in the Europa League, West Ham.
Yeah, I know it's mad. It is mad. But before we start talking about the game, we did see on social media last night video circulating of a West Ham pub. I think it was the Irish O'Neill's pub in Seville, being attacked by Frankfurt fans. Now, Tom Clark from Football London, who's out there, spoke to the owner of the club, and he said about the matter, West Ham fans were fantastic, no trouble at all. All they did was defend themselves. It was the German fans who attacked them. The English were just trying to have a sing-song and have a good time. They were fantastic, and I hope they come back and spend lots more money. Now that's good from the videos we saw. I don't know if you've seen it, Phil, but it wasn't good from them Frankfurt fans.
Yeah, I've not seen the videos personally myself, but all accounts couldn't be good. Fighting on the streets never good anyway, especially if you've got a load of drunken football fans. But it's different when it's obviously we've had like football hooliganism in the past many years ago, and we've had like issues when we moved into London Stadium, fighting amongst ourselves. Last game at the Boleyn, I was there, so I saw all the violence with the Man United coach. It's different when it's ultras and football fans from Europe. They can get a lot more serious. I know there's been when we played like the other teams in the group stage as well. It can get pretty violent, and obviously West Ham have always had that tag, and obviously us being in Spain, they think, West Ham fans or boozed up Brits abroad. It's not good, but at the end of the day, we're there defending ourselves. We're all having a good time. Are they going to Are they going to spin it round and actually say, "Hold on, these guys are coming over," and
the media are like, we'll hear in the next day disgraceful West Ham fans, this and that and the other. But what happens. But let's move on and start talking about the game. Before we just see who we got in the chat. Lauren, hope you are well. West Ham Eyes High, hope you're keeping well. Nervous excitement. Yeah, that's the two feelings I've got in the moment. It's nervous. I'm nervy and I'm excited as well. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the end. But how are you feeling about the game on a whole? Obviously we are getting closer to it. Are you feeling nervous, excited? What are your feelings, Phil?
Feeling calm at the moment. As we get a lot more closer to the kickoff time, then you get a bit more nervous. Once the whistle blows and it's kickoff's time, I'm going to be just reserved, just see how we play, see how the tempo goes, just see it from there. We know all about Seville and being winning it so many times this tournament, but we're going to go out, give it a good go. I say it most times when I'm come on here doing these shows. I'm going to be feeling pretty reserved and see how we get on, and we'll see. Really,
we'll see. It's quite difficult to predict and talk about in a way, because we'll get onto the whole legged in its first or second leg, and we'll get onto that in a second. But it's a it's a difficult game because I'm treating this game almost as if I did with the first Europa League game. I don't know what to expect. Once we got into the Europa League stages, I knew what to expect. It was pretty easy for us. It's been 4 months since we qualified through to the last 16. Roll on 4 months, and I'm getting the same feeling from what I had at the start. Like, I'm not quite sure what to expect here, and especially being away from home, the occasion hopefully doesn't get to the players. And what are your expectations for this game, Phil? What would you be happy with?
I'll be happy with the players giving it 110%. Don't just don't fold and just let them walk all over us. As long as we don't lose, I'll be happy. Even if we give it a lot of effort and then they score on the 90th minute 1-0 winner, obviously it'd be very disappointing. But we get the second leg next week at home, so we'll have that advantage.
Do you think that having the second leg at home is more of an advantage than having the second leg away?
I think it's a good advantage for us, really. We got the fans. You got 60,000 fans there. We'll be singing, chanting, wanting the boys to do really well. Especially if it's a really tight first leg score as well. We're going to be really geeing him up and forgot what I was going to say. Forgotten to say now, but yeah, I think it is good, especially when you've got all your home fans there to support you. It gives us that extra momentum.
I think it's really good because even if we say we go, and I've said this for the last few days, is if we lose 1-0 tonight, of course I'll be slightly disappointed, but I think it's taking it back to the London Stadium next Thursday, giving us a fair chance of going through. If it goes into the 2-0, something like that, it's going to be a steep challenge. But even if it is 2-0 and we are outplayed, which is a possibility, then we take it back. We only need to score 2 goals in the game to send it to extra time and penalties, and then anything can happen. This is cup football, Phil, where anything can happen. They've won it 6 times, Sevilla. In the last 10 years, they've won this competition 6 times. They are the Europa League kings. They get knocked out of the Champions League, down into the Europa League. They win it, back up to the Champions League. That's how they work in Europe. If we get through these 2 legs, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if we get through these 2 legs, do you think we're serious contenders to go on and win it?
Depends who we play. If we win this tie, depends who we play in the next round in the quarterfinal. But you've got as good a chance as anyone else, really. It's hard to say. Obviously, you can always look at the more bigger established European teams like Barcelona, etc. You'd think of them as like favourites to go on and win the whole thing. But we've got as good a chance as any. We just play the best team we possibly can, play the best we possibly can against whoever. I feel like we will rise to the occasion. And if we do get to the final, I'll just be proud that we got there. Even if we don't win it, we'll be as proud as in recent history. I remember when Fulham got to the final of the Europa League. Middlesbrough did it a few years before them as well. Smaller teams you don't usually see in Europe get to the final, they don't win it. But I'll just be proud that we qualified, got to knockout stages. And if we win, even better.
Yeah. Let's take some of your comments. There's a cheeky 1-0 win, 10-1. Very good. P Gad says, I'm pumped up. Now's the time for the fabled Yarmolenko Europa League hat-trick in full captain Slava Ukraine form. That would be good, but I can't see him being involved from the pictures and videos that we've seen on social media. He hasn't been involved. I'll be surprised if he's travelled out there, to be honest with you, P Gads, but we'll have to wait and see. Any team news? We haven't heard any team news from our end. There's little bits coming around. The Sevilla lineup is out though, so what we're going to do is we are going to have a little look at that. They've just announced that just this second, so we're going to have a little look at that, and then we will talk about key players and the game on the whole. But before we do that, before I get the lineup up, please check out our channel sponsors SRM Carver and Sun by clicking the link in the description down below. We'll be back in 15 seconds to talk about Sevilla's lineup. Our fantastic channel sponsor here on West Ham Unofficial are SRM Carver and Son. SRM Carver and Son provides crushing, screening and aggregate recycling services across southern England. If you'd like to find out more information on SRM, please click the link in the description down below to check out more information on their website. Thank you very much to SRM Carver and Son for sponsoring West Ham Unofficial, and come on, you Irons. Okay, then let's have a look at this Sevilla lineup then. So it's Bono in goal. It's Jesus Navas, the 36-year-old fullback, playing out on that side. You've then got Goudelge, and Koundé. That is a familiar name. Pair with the centre back pairing. They've got Acuna on the other side, Rakitic, a familiar face, Jordan, Olivier T, Tecatito, Ocampos, and the famous Yusuf En-Nesyri up top. The subs bench, Dimitrovic, oh my God, I'm not going to say that, Munir, Martial, familiar name, Lucimi, Carmona, Junalu, Alfonso Romero, and Kike Salas on the bench. Talk about the lineup to start with, Phil. What do you make of that?
Obviously, you sort of go to the players that we've sort of heard of before. Obviously, like Jesus Neves, former Manchester City player, and Nesri, obviously a player we've been linked with very recently. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what he's all about. Rakitic, obviously, he's got a bit of pedigree as well. Good, I suppose, yeah, it's a good team, good players they've got. Who's that one? Koundé, isn't it?
Koundé,
yeah. Well, Chelsea wanted to sign him. We got Zuma out of it. Yeah, well, it's hard to say really because we don't really watch them week in, week out. But I know that some of those have got a good pedigree, so we'll just see if they're a match for our lot. And obviously on the bench as well, see Martial.
Yeah,
we're very familiar with. I looked saying up earlier, he scored 6 times against us when he's at United. So let's just hope he stays on the bench.
Yeah. Our lineup is in, not officially. It's on the United out then. So yeah, and it's just come in here from HL. Areola in goal, a back four of Johnson out on the right hand side, Zuma, Dawson, Creswell on the left, Rice back in the side alongside Souček in midfield. That's the midfield too. Lanzini playing in the cam role, Fornals out on the left, Vlasic on the right, Mikel Antonio up top. I like that, Phil. I do. What do you make of that to start before we start breaking it down into positions and everything else?
Yeah, it's a very strong team. You know, you've got to play your strongest possible team, like always. Obviously, I was watching a bit your show last night about who's going to start and if Fabianski will start. I always thought Areola would be in goal. Yeah, because he's played most of the Europa League games. It's good to see Rice starting and Zuma as well, because I think the last time he played was the first game against Zagreb. Because obviously, I think, if I'm right in saying, so it's good. Good team. See the subs bench. Obviously, there's a lot.
So the subs are Fabianski, Randolph, Alese, Diop, Fredericks, Masuaku, Chesters, Kraut, Potts, Noble, Benrahma, and Perkins. So notable things there. Fabianski's travelled. Randolph is a second goalkeeper on the bench. Alese, youngster, Diop, probably a bit hard done by. Fredericks, yeah. Masuaku back in the squad, Europa League squad. Chesters, youngster, Kraut. She can't get game time. Potts, youngster, Noble, obviously Noble, Benrahma, and Sonny Perkins on the bench as well. No inclusion for Said Benrahma. What's your opinion of the whole situation with Benrahma?
I don't know really. He definitely blows hot and cold with on the pitch. He blows hot and cold with a lot of fans as well, and clearly with David Moyes as well. So. I don't know. He'll have a spell of brilliance and then he can sort of run around like a headless chicken. So, I don't know. I think bold prediction, I reckon he might go in the summer.
Yeah, so do I.
Maybe on loan somewhere. But
I think I think we'll flog him. I think
You
he's gone in the
reckon?
summer. I think his West Ham ship has well and truly sailed, and we've seen that here tonight. Lanzini started over him. There's been rumours that Lanzini's picked up another little knock, but he's starting tonight. So let's work out what formation we're probably going to go for here then. So it's going to be a back four. Would you expect just for this match for perhaps maybe a 3 in midfield? Or an interchangeable 2 in midfield when we're attacking, 3 in midfield when we're defending, whether it's Rice and Souček, and then either Fornals and Lanzini. Probably Lanzini in that role, Fornals on the left, Vlasic on the right, Mikel Antonio up top. Obviously the defence, it's full fitness really, isn't it? It's our starting currently, obviously without Ogbonna, our starting defence, Phil.
Yeah, can't fault that at all. Johnson's been doing pretty well in the right back position. Obviously with Soufal out. Zuma and Dawson, they've been pretty good together. Zuma's done really well last couple of weeks. Creswell's always good to see playing. I'm very happy with that. Midfield obviously speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And then the attacking lot, they'll all win the change. All in all, it's a very good team that we got out. Just don't fold under pressure.
Do you think that, especially this game, has shown that David Moyes is giving plenty of chances to Nikola Vlasic? He started on Saturday night against Liverpool. He's starting again tonight over Ben Rama out on that right hand side. Do you think that speaks volumes?
Does a bit. I think Vlasic has got a bit of experience in Europe anyway, so
yeah.
So he'll sort of relish these chances. With Vlasic, we'd like to see him, have a nice, good, consistent run of games in the first team, get a few goals, get a few assists as well. I think he can, if we give him the ball, he'll probably do a job tonight. I think with Ben Rama, he'll probably come on anyway. Sometimes you can sort of predict who's actually going to come on anyway.
It'll be Vlasic for Ben Rama on the 70th minute.
Yeah, you can predict that definitely. Noble comes on at some point as well.
Yeah,
and probably Fredericks, I reckon. But
Fredericks or Masuaku to come on. Does this line up almost fear you in a way, because we went full strength against Wolves, full strength against Liverpool, now full strength against Zagreb, and the game before that we went full strength as well. We all presumed David Moyes in one of these games would rotate, and he hasn't.
Well, it's not really got too much to rotate with, has he? To be honest with you, I mean, he's not really been, barring the last game against Zagreb with the kids. It's always been the best possible team that he could put out.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know we haven't got the depth in the squad to be rotating squads like what other teams like City or Liverpool can in their competitions that they play. But just go with it, really. Got no choice. We've still got a couple of months left of the season. If they're going to get jaded and tired, then so be it. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, because the other game I was forgetting was the FA Cup game as well. We pretty much went full strength in. So David Moyes ain't taking no prisoners. He is going. He went for the FA Cup. We lost that. He's really going for it in the Premier League, and he's really going for it in the Europa League, which I respect. And Paul says it here. This is the priority. He's not going to rotate for this. He's not, which means at some point he might rotate in the Premier League. But we've been saying this for weeks. He's going to rotate at some point. He hasn't. Maybe he's just come to a sense thinking, "Oh, I just couldn't sign anybody, so I'm just going to sort of start the first team every game, and I don't care." It is the strongest possible lineup. We've got obviously with Soufal out injured, Ogbonna, as we know, out long term injury wise. But going back to Sevilla, spoke to La Liga TV presenter Semra Hunter last night, and she said that it's a very depleted Sevilla side. And to me, from that lineup, I can't recognise too many names, which is a good sign. Obviously, you've got Koundé, Rakitic in midfield, and Nesri up top, Martial on the bench. Apart from that, there's not too many recognisable names on there. Navas as well, but not too many recognisable names. And it speaks volumes. They've got about 8 players out injured at the moment, which is a big boost for us.
Ooh, definitely. I mean, if you go and buy that, then that does help us out. I mean, I'm sure the I'm sure David Moyes has told the players that when we scouted them, that, see a bit of a depleted team, 8 injuries. That will help us out, especially if we're playing our best possible lineup against theirs. But you don't really know until the game kicks off and see how it goes there. But I think it's a good omen, really. If that's not their strongest team, then just go all out tonight, and then depending how long term their injuries are, see what happens next week. 'Cause they could have a completely different team.
Well, exactly, yeah, because one of the players that we can recognise is former Spurs man Eric Lamela, who's out injured for another month, Samra says. So we won't be meeting him even next month at the London Stadium, which is plus, because he was a decent player on his day. So they've got their injuries. Hammer said they have 4 players injured. Is it 4? Is it in between that region? They've got, the bottom line is they've got plenty of injuries. Come on, you're on, Sharky. Hope you are well, my friend. I agree. Play the strongest team we can for the rest of the season. Yeah, I think that's the mentality and attitude that David Moyes is taking into this game now. But talking about David Moyes, Phil, how do you think he's going to step up to this game? Is he going to go, you know what, let's play 4-2-3-1, play as we normally do? Do you think he's going to go more attacking, bring back a man back into defence to almost park the bus and then break on the counter? Obviously, without Jared Bowen, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to what we're used to. What do you think David Moyes' attitude is towards the way we're going to play in this game?
I think he'll probably stick with the 4-2-3-1. Yeah. It's like the tried and tested thing really with this season. Done pretty well anyway with it. He'll just say, like, just go out there, just run your socks off, do a good job out there, get a great performance in. There'll be a few little rotations around with formations, I reckon, as the game goes on. With Antonio, he's always going to drift off to the wing anyway. Shame you've got no Bowen in there. But
yeah. How big of a miss is Bowen, though, for you?
It's a big miss. He's one of our key players. On his days, sometimes you have times where he won't be fully at the races, but I think he would... I thought he'd have been really good in this game anyway. Getting in there, getting in the centre.
We are quite fortunate as well, obviously, because Declan Rice has come back in. He only trained for the first time for a while yesterday, so we're fortunate that David Moyes believes he's up to fitness and ready to start. But we've got these players, in attack play. You've got like the Fornals and the Lanzini, especially Fornals. I think in this game, he's Spanish, is where he comes from. He knows the way the Spanish play football in the Liga. I'm sure he's had plenty to say to David Moyes. And you've got, this game suits the likes of Fornals, Lanzini, tricky players with the pace, with a bit of skill, because that's what they're like in Spain.
Yeah, that's right. You said there, Fornals, he played in La Liga before. It's easier when you've got players who are familiar with a certain league as well. So, they can sort of tell everybody else about their own personal experiences, see, or maybe even scope out what certain players are like if he's played against a few of them in the past. Obviously, you'd probably say the weather might have something to do with it, with them being familiar with it as well. Lanzini being a tricky player as well. With Spain being quite a bit of a technical league as well. They'll relish at it. So we use them to our advantage, really. Yeah,
definitely. But then, obviously, to contradict that, we've got Craig Dawson, who doesn't at the back, who we all know probably don't or won't handle the skill and the pace and the tiki-taki way of football as well. But they've got Yusuf and Nesri up top, a bit like a physical presence up top, which will be right down the alley of Zuma and Dawson.
Yeah, the pair of them together, they will stop him out, and then probably whisper in his ear to make sure don't do too well, and we'll sign him in the summer. But I think even though playing countries, teams from different countries and different leagues, their players will play a certain way. But we in the Premier League, we got players who come from all over around the world, all got their own traits. So we're sort of used to players with their own sort of specialities, really, whether they're technical or or hard, strong forward players. So I think we'll be pretty clued up on how to sort them out.
Yeah, hopefully so, and hopefully David Moyes and his team of men have been looking at Sevilla over the last few weeks, and hopefully we've mastered out a plan of how to get through them. But Crosshammer, hope you are well. The Europa League should be the priority now, definitely. Yeah, we're all nervous, Crosshammer. We're all nervous. 1 hour and 5 minutes to go until kickoff. Yeah, it's getting that bit closer. Right. So here's an alternative. Then, so will they line up as a back four, or will Pablo start at left wing back? So this is what David Moyes has trialled, perhaps leading up to this game. Is Pablo starting at left wing back, which would mean the 3 centre backs of Creswell, Dawson, and Zuma. Johnson as right wing back, Fornals as left wing back. Personally, I didn't really like that. It wasn't for me, that system. But could you see David Moyes revisiting that system that he's been trialling over the last few weeks? Perhaps that system was trialled, especially and ready for this game.
Yeah, it's a very strong possibility. Obviously, we'll find out in an hour's time. But, it could very well happen because, we played, like last season when we had Creswell playing in a back three before. And I thought he wasn't too bad there before. It's been a bit hit and miss, playing against like the English teams recently. But if that's the trial that he's done, then if he feels if he's safe with that, then so be it. If not, I'm happy with playing the classic 4-2-3-1.
Yeah. So you're the classic 4-2-3-1 with Creswell at left back, or whether he'll go left centre back and Fornals as left wing back. We'll have to wait and see. Xavier Martinez, I haven't felt this way since the FA Cup final 06. So nervous. How is it up there to the likes of the playoff final in 2012 and these games, Phil? Where does this rank up there, do you think, in meaning and the way our team are going to play and go about it?
It's definitely on par with the playoff finals, like the 3 playoff finals that we played in the last 18 years or so, and the cup final in 06 as well. It's obviously it's not a final, but it feels like every time we're in this competition, it should feel like a cup final for us anyway. So there's going to be a lot of nerves. When we play these European teams, it's only during like a pre-season tournament or the last pre-season game before the first game of the Premier League season. So it's still very surreal that we're in a proper competition, a knockout competition now after we got out of that group stage. The atmosphere is going to be electric. It's definitely going to be up there with cup final and playoff finals for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take some more of your comments then. JJ, hopefully I'm going to be inactive but listening through during my chores. Thank you very much. Lineups are out indeed. Vlash is starting. So it could be a 5 at the back. It could be on normal 4-2-3-1, or it could be a 4-3-3. A flat 4-3-3 with the 3, with probably, you'd say, Lanzini dropping back into the top of that midfield triangle probably, and then obviously the flat 3 up front, Vlasic on the right, Fornals on the left, Antonio up top. It's another possibility, Phil, but we'll have to wait and see what Mr. Moyes does. Yeah,
definitely. Just find out really to see what happens.
Yeah. But perhaps it is that midfield 3 of Souček, Rice, and Manu. Who would like that? Would you like that? I think it's a very strong possibility, Phil, that he does that, because we all know what Sevilla are capable of. Yes, they've got injury, suspensions, COVID, and all of this, but we know what they're capable of. They're a very high-profile European side, and David Moyes does like to go a little bit more defensive against these big sides and frustrate them, like we did against Liverpool on Saturday.
I'm happy with whatever really what he does, but a midfield 3 like that is I'll be happy with that. Manu Lanzini, he can do that's what he does best really. But if he wants to play defensive, then I do trust Moyes, whatever he does, even if he
Yeah.
can be a bit stubborn and it sometimes doesn't always go right. But it's hard to say until we actually kick off and when we see him come out.
Definitely. Cross Hammer says, I was hoping if Vlasic started, he would be on the right, but looks like Fornals is there. Hope this turns out okay. I think it will be Vlasic out on the right. Fornals will most possibly be out on the left. I mean, these websites, the Europa League website, they don't know what they're talking about. Only David Moyes knows. Only David Moyes knows what he's going to do. I'd be incredibly surprised if Vlasic is on the left and Fornals is on the right, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Johnson and Creswell either side of the fence. He's done that. I've just looked. You're playing a 4-3-3. Possible. The Europa League app has said that we're going to play a 4-3-3, but whether we do or not is another matter. But they've got some key firepower. We know we've got the En-Nesyri, but is there any other players that obviously let's look at the benches now. We don't know too many names on that bench, but if we compare it to our bench, which isn't fantastic. If they want to go and chase the game, they've got lots of Martial to bring on. We've got Ben Ramra, and that's about it, unless Moyes wants to play the youngsters.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we know what Martial's like. Played against him for many years now, and I've said earlier that he's scored 6 goals against us while playing for United against us. So, like I said, if he stays on the bench, that'd be good, but it will definitely come on. Yeah, so he's obviously going to be a player that we fear. Players that we're going to bring on, I've already said that Ben Ramos he's a shoe-in to come on, possibly Noble and maybe Fredericks, Masuaku, or even Sonny Perkins.
Maybe David Moyes might chuck a youngster on for more than 2.5 minutes. we will have to wait and see. The West Ham players have just arrived at Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium in Sevilla. That is how you pronounce it, I'm sure. But yeah, it is being treated like a cup final. But let's have a look at some more of your comments. Many players might be interchangeable. Depending on the game, over attacking or defending, we might be up, down, or whatever. You never know what might happen. Keep it tight. Nick a 0-0, perhaps nick that winner at the end. Bailey, hope you're good luck tonight. I'm a Villa fan. We should beat Leeds, but I think you win 3-2 today. Fingers crossed, Bailey. And not much good luck for Sunday. I hope we beat you. No offense. Is there 5 subs? I believe there is 5 subs, but we don't need to worry about that, P guys, because we won't make 3 subs, so we won't need to worry about that because we've barely got 5 players to bring on. But I think there is, P guys. I think there is 5 possible subs. Now, this is the first time for a long time, or as when I can remember, that that West Ham are playing in a 2-legged tie. Do you think this might change the way David Moyes goes about this game, being a little bit more conservative, knowing that we've got the 90 minutes back at the London Stadium and this is more of in football terms, a marathon, not a sprint?
Don't know. Really don't know. It's hard to say. It's been a long time since we was in a 2-legged tournament.
Yeah.
But I think I'll just say just go out, get the best result you possibly can, and then it helps us for the next round, for the next leg.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dave. I tell you what. I'm just seeing some some videos. So West Ham fans are currently being escorted down the road, down the road towards the stadium. I'm just going to share the screen and share a picture. So police are escorting them towards the stadium in their thousands. This is incredible. Look at this. Right, ready? The police are escorted. They've all got their flag. This is brilliant. Look at that. Being escorted so you can see the police just here trying to escort them. And look at all of the West Ham fans having an absolute whale of a time. Hopefully there's not too much more trouble out there, because that's fantastic. And hopefully we have a good time in that stadium. Plenty of people starting to get in the stadium. The nerves are kicking in. We are 56 minutes away from kickoff. Phil, let's move on to your prediction then. What are you going to go for the first leg?
Right. My score will be 1-1.
Who's going to score for us?
Go on, Antonio.
Oh, yeah. Let's hope so. Yeah. He has scored in the Europa League. He's not on a great run of form, but he has scored in the last couple of weeks, and you never know. Hopefully, this is his time. And I'm going to go for, I said a 2-1 West Ham last night, and I'm going to stick by that because everybody else nicked the predictions I was going to go for on the preview. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 West Ham with Dawson and Lanzini scoring the goals. It's gonna be good. Hopefully we don't get embarrassed. I don't think we will get embarrassed. I think we're definitely going to put up a good fight, and let's hope that we can keep the dream alive and keep Sevilla in arm's length away as we take it back to the London Stadium. Phil, you've got the players in the dressing room. Let's fast forward. It's 10 minutes until kick-off. What are you saying to the boys?
Yeah, this is alluding to what I wrote in the comments last night, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, it is. Yeah, you answered that, didn't you? Go on, fire away.
Right. If you don't win, I'm cancelling all your contracts.
Anything else?
No, I'll be like, just go out there, just treat it like a cup final. Very proud of you boys. You got us this far. Think we're still doing really well in the league. Just keep it going. Keep the momentum out there. Think the fans who've travelled out here. And remember, when we play them at our ground, we'll do it even better. And then we're going to win it.
Let's hope so. Let's take some of your predictions then. So 0-0, I'll take that now if it's given to me, to be honest. 1-1, I would prefer that. I would prefer us to score. 1-1, Lanzini scoring, very possible, Sharky, very possible. 4 miles to score, or even 4 miles. Yeah, we know what you mean. Yeah, 4 miles to score. Very, very possible. Going over to the Sevilla fans. Going, shh. West Ham. This is West Ham. That would be good. A Dawson header. That's what you need at this fantastic stadium. European football, ticky-tacky football. Ball into the box. Dawson bullet header. 1-0 West Ham. That's exactly what's going to happen.
See it.
You can. Oh, nice and early, just as always, Simon. We're just about to wrap things up. Good afternoon. Hope you are well, Simon. What's your thoughts on the sanctions that Chelsea have been put under this afternoon? They can't sell any tickets, can they? They can only season ticket holders. They can't sell any tickets, I think somebody said on Twitter, and they can't sell merchandise. They're basically being locked up. Chelsea are being locked up, and as West Ham fans are singing in Sevilla, Chelsea are bankrupt everywhere they go. 3-2 West Ham, 90th minute winner. That is what dreams are made of. Just before we go, though, a lot of people are saying on Twitter this is a massive opportunity for Nikola Vlasic today.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's had quite a few opportunities. Do you think this is the one he's got to take fully with both hands?
Oh yes, definitely. If he's starting as well, a bit more pressure, but if he can do the whole 90 minutes, then he's done something all right. If he gets a goal, if he creates some decent chances, an assist even, it'd be a good performance for him. But just step up his game. This is what he's signed for, really. That's why I brought him in, for Europe.
Yeah, bang on. He is a European player. Of course, came from the Russian club CSKA Moscow. He's used to these occasions, and what an opportunity to put yourself out there as a West Ham player to silence some haters and put yourselves in the hearts of West Ham fans. Because what a way to score the winner or even score a goal tonight. That is the way. So if you're listening, Nikola Vlasic, you're getting ready. If you're going to do something in a West Ham shirt, if you want to make yourself a memorable, remembered player, do something tonight. Turn up and put in a fantastic performance. P. Gad says, doesn't West Ham new owner Kretinsky make his money in Russian gas? Yeah, I've heard that potentially Kretinsky is going to go bust, which is not fantastic. It's not only if Chelsea going to go bust, we're going to go bust. But 80% or something like that is where he makes his money from. But Navid says, I can't understand why Said Benrahma is not playing. Can you understand it, Phil? He's not started any of the last 4 games, I think, where we've had FA Cup, Premier League, Europa League. Can you understand what's going on with Benrahma?
I don't know. It's probably something behind the scenes that we don't know about, to be honest with you. But it's not like he's not getting minutes, because he's still playing. But I don't know. Like we said earlier, he'll probably be out on his ear in the summer.
Probably, it would not surprise me in the slightest. But this has been the build-up show and starting 11 breakdown for Sevilla versus West Ham, the first leg of the Europa League last 16, as we look to make dreams come true and put ourselves in a fantastic position, ready to take it back to the London Stadium next Thursday and hopefully, fingers crossed, get through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Thanks everybody for watching. If you've enjoyed it, drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Official. If you're new, check out our channel sponsors SRM Carver and Son by clicking the link in the description down below. That's it from me. Phil, thank you very much for coming on.
Cheers, Jake. As always, pleasure.
Come on, you Irons, and come on, West Ham. Nerves are kicking in, excitement's kicking in. Now let's put in a performance. We're going on a European tour. Come on, West Ham. Catch you soon, guys. Bye-bye.